soul for what the shaykh represents of the Muhammadan haqqaiq. Means like finding a rose garden on this earth that represents the prophetic reality. When we find that and we love that reality, nourish that reality, stand by that reality, it opens for us a system within the soul which is the hudur. The love opens the presence. That presence is a magnetic pull into that ocean of the shaykh. Before they can enter the fana of the shaykh, shaitan is going to hit them. So all that we described before that, you didn't achieve that. That's a very different reality. When we say Naqshbandiya and Muridiyya, means the only murid in Naqshbandiya are the murshids and the guides whom they have an ijazah of guidance. Not people coming to Naqshbandiya achieve the murid, because the murid has to be a murshid, has to be a guide, and that guide has to be authorized not by his friend but by Allah فَمَتِيُ Sayyidina Muhammad فَمَتِيُ Rasul, and from the ulul amr who are in authority and they signed that authority. As a result, these are the ulul amr of guidance. Their guidance is not easy for people to follow. Means as soon as you try to enter into their love, and this is easy because you hear something you've never heard, you begin to follow with all your heart and all your zeal and all your excitement. But the stage in which to achieve the love, and love is based on action, that they enter into that action, they follow the disciplines of that action, they live a life of service in that reality until they can achieve the hudur and the fana. You can't jump over the shaykh to get to Prophet. So this stage is where most people are lost. They come to a shaykh, they begin to love the teachings of the shaykh, then they begin to think that they're meditating, because this is now the law of this understanding. Once you understand this, then when we get to another point people will understand. You have to come to the love. That representative, like a door to the reality, that love has to be achieved, has to be validated, and as a result, with the bond of sincere love in which they've given themselves entirely for that reality, they entered into the hudur of the shaykh. They're locked. They're in the gravitational pull of the shaykh and they can see nothing else but their shaykh. And there are 124,000 shaykhs. Even another shaykh comes to them and says, I'm the king, I'm this, I'm that. It meant nothing for them. With all their love, respect, you are the greatest, biggest, but their heart and soul is locked in the guide in which whom Allah has guided them, because that shaykh has your key, because your heart guides you into that gravitational field and you are to achieve something with that shaykh. The bigger shaykh, that's for him to deal with, not for you, if there is other shaykhs that are giving their guidance. But the problem that people face is that when they come to that love, shaitan is all over them. Shaitan is not allowing anybody to pass a stage of initial love. Anytime you enter into that field of light and the immensity of that proximity we described before, it's like you're holding a banner. And if shaitan sees that the banner is in your hand, he's coming after you. And that's why the shaykh rarely pushes somebody or people in front, because you will be devoured by these devils, nor do you have the ability nor the protection to defend yourself. Very simple and very logical, but nobody seems to have an understanding or any sense of logic to understand that. Because it seems so logical to me, but for other people it doesn't seem to appear that way. That in this field of satanic energies everywhere, and you're the only one who grabbed the bowl, and you begin to identify yourself, I have the bowl. You make a flyer and say, oh, I teach Sufi meditation, I even teach ilm huruf, I'm somebody, because now I stole the shaykh's teachings, now I want to go out and represent myself, I have the bowl. The danger that is happening is, one, you don't have meditation, you don't have the hudur of the shaykh, you definitely didn't pass the fana of the shaykh, so you're being disillusioned by shaitan and maybe another shaykh promising you something he can't promise. He can only promise you what he has to give, he can't promise you someone else ijazah to give to you. This is where people fall under the playing around with shaitan, because the shaitan comes to people and says, you're like this, you're like that, you can do this, you can do that, and they begin to say, oh yeah, maybe I can do that. But they haven't been fortified, they haven't been certified. And what's the process of the certification for what? The process of the certification from their shaykhs is that we're going to protect you, that when you go out we are right there with you, and that we know your connection is the way it's supposed to be, that immediately we come through your eyes, we come through your ears, and most definitely we move through your hands. Because they entered into that reality. That's when the shaykh is saying that your hudur is so strong and your fana is a yaqeen and been signed off with, we will sign off on you that we are in you, through you, with you. So that for your safety. When you don't have that, then their teaching, don't show yourself. Don't pretend you're something that you're not, and definitely don't try to break away and represent yourself as representing these realities. Even if someone foolishly tries to promote you and say, no, no, you can do it with us, you can't, because they can't carry you through our teachings. They can carry you through their teachings. Don't use our name.